The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Ted Nugent is finally here. Last week he was booked on this show. We wanted to ask him about his now infamous comments calling President Obama a, quote, subhuman mongrel. And as you know, Nugent canceled on us, but we still wanted to do this interview because here's why Ted Nugent's words have gotten attention. He's politically vocal and influential. His support is seen as a big win for many GOP candidates, even those running for president. Here's what Mitt Romney's son tweeted during the 2012 election. Quote, Ted Nugent endorsed my dad today. Ted Nugent? How cool is that? He joins Kid Rock as great Detroit musicians on Team Mitt. Nugent attended last year's State of the Union address as guest of Texas Republican Congressman Steve Stockman. He's appeared with many big-name Republicans. He performed at Texas Governor Rick Perry's inauguration in 2007. He's on the board of the NRA, a position voted on by some of the organization's members, which are more than 4 million Americans. He's delivered speeches at NRA annual conventions. And, of course, all of you know him as the rocker Ted Nugent. He is now out front. And, Ted, look, it's great to have you with us. I want to get straight to this question of whether you apologized or not, right? So you were on Ben Ferguson's radio show, and at first you explicitly said, I'll quote you, I do apologize, not necessarily to the president. People got upset on Twitter, said that wasn't a real apology. Ben asked you again. He said, specifically, are you apologizing to the President of the United States? You said yes. A lot of people still say you didn't apologize. Did you mean it?
Aaron, can you see me?
I see you, Ted.
All right, I can't see you, so I'm at a great disadvantage because I glow, and I know you do too. Aaron, come on, you've got this English language down really well. I bet you understand when the question is, do you apologize? And I answer yes. You don't really have to ask that question again, do you?
Well, I just wanted to know, because a lot of people felt that, the first opportunity, when you said, well, not necessarily to the president, then, a lot of people picked up on that. So I wanted to give you the opportunity of, to say that you really did mean it. But I want to ask you, because this is the question a lot of people have. I read your Twitter feed today, and you told me on Twitter, at Aaron Burdett, you said, hey, you better have the view tape ready. And I thought, what is the view tape? And I found it, Ted, and here's what it is for our viewers. This is when the President Obama used the word mongrel in the summer of 2010. I wanted to play what he said about mongrel and what you said. Here goes.
I have obviously failed to galvanize and prod, if not shame, enough Americans to be ever vigilant not to let a Chicago communist-raised, communist-educated, communist-nurtured, subhuman mongrel like the Acorn community organizer gangster Barack Hussein Obama to weasel his way into the top office of authority in the United States of America.
And the interesting thing about the African-American experience in this country is that we are sort of a mongrel people. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
And now, that's actually true for white America as well, but we just know more about it. And so I'm less interested in how we label ourselves. I'm more interested in how we treat each other. And if we're treating each other right, then I can be African American, I can be multiracial, I can be, you name it. What matters is, am I showing people respect? Am I caring for for other people? That's, I think, the message we want to send.
So what do you think, Ted?
Well, number one, thank you, Aaron, for playing that tape as I requested, and I appreciate you monitoring my Twitter account. I think you know what I think. I think the president is intentionally disassembling the greatest quality of life in the history of the world. I believe that he is creating class warfare intentionally to get Americans to draw this line in the sand where I've never seen such political discourse in all my life. And yes, I do apologize for being part of that political discourse, because greater men than myself have advised me that that kind of street language in a volatile interview, as you played earlier, is not appropriate when we're trying to get some upgrade here in America. But I cannot put into adequate terms the condemnation I feel and so many Americans feel that this president's fundamental transformation of this country is indeed the destruction of the American dream of being compensated based on being the best that you can be. The concept of social justice and economic equality is truly bizarro. The president's a bad man. I want to make sure that Americans are encouraged to be the best that they can be, not to be compensated for not even trying. I really believe history will show that I've been right and the president and CNN was wrong.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.